Yes, you're reading that title right. Let me explain. So yeah, last night I was in a car crash. Um, I had gone to a convention yesterday, as I had previously mentioned to you guys. And then afterwards, I had to go to my aunt's house because it was my cousin's 17th birthday. And everything was going great. The convention was awesome. Um, the birthday party was great. We had some great, awesome grilled food and just hung out and, yeah, just had fun. um, but then on the way home, my dad and I stopped at Speedway, get some gas and whatnot. We started to head down the road, and we were following this guy who we noticed was swerving a bit. Um, and then all of a sudden, without warning, he just stops. So of course my dad has to stop to avoid hitting him. So he slams on the brakes, and we don't hit him, but the guy behind us hit us, and really hard too. It was like a really legitimate like crash, like an accident. We were both fine. Don't worry. There was no real damage outside of this. I don't know how well you can see it, but this scar on my chin. Cause see, I had my camera on the camera stand with me because I had brought it to the convention. The top half of the stand in my camera popped off, which it does that, so it's not like it broke, but it popped off when the guy hit us, and I guess like because of all the jerking around that it caused, I guess I like it hit against my chin in the right way to like you know do some damage. It's nothing. It's not deep or anything, so um we got it taken care of, and although it took some time last night while we were still we pulled out into this parking lot that was right there, and we got it all handled. The back of my dad's car is pretty messed up, but like I said, we're fine. The guy who hit us is fine. We all knew that it wasn't the fault of the guy who hit us. It was the fault of this clearly drunk dude who was in front of my dad's car, who just suddenly stopped. We told the police when they came what happened and everything, and we came back home. Um, so I'm not saying this like I'm not like making this announcement to worry you or anything, but as I've said on this channel before, I like to be open and honest with you guys. If something happens, even if it doesn't really affect things in any way, I do want you guys to know, because that's part of being open and honest, and that's part of just my policy as a person. I'm going to let you guys know when something like this happens. Plus, some of you might notice the scar or something and might have asked anyway. I don't know. um, don't worry. MLP and My Hero reactions will still be coming today. Steins Gate should be as well, but no guarantees on that one. Persona 5 should probably be coming tomorrow, which is just the usual at this point. Persona 5 just usually comes out on Mondays at this point. If Steins Gate's not able to be out today, it'll probably be tomorrow as well. Everything's continuing as normal, basically. Um, the again, I just wanted to tell you guys that. But now that we're past that, I want to show off some stuff that I got at the convention yesterday. I didn't get a lot. I didn't get anything big or special. Although there were some Agretzko plushes that I really wanted, but didn't have the money for, unfortunately. And it sucks too, because like I just if anyone follows me on Twitter or Facebook, you know that I just had marathon the 10 episode Netflix series Agretzko, which, if you don't know, is about this red panda who's this 25-year-old red panda office worker who has to deal with sexism and stuff like that in the workplace. And to relieve stress, she goes to karaoke and screams out death metal. It is just a hilarious concept that is so well executed. Fantastic comedy, great voice actors, and there's plushes. There were plushes at the convention I went to. And there was a 2016 series that was, I think, 100 episodes or so as well. But those weren't like full-length episodes. They were basically just shorts. Point is, so it's not super new. This new series on Netflix is, though. If you haven't seen it, I would so suggest it. It's awesome. And it actually has some pretty good depth and characters as well. It's not just comedy. But yeah, they had those. They had all kinds of stuff at the. Even though it was this small one day convention at a local college, it still had some pretty good stuff in the artist alley and dealers halls. They had some legit stuff. So to show you what I got two. Well, I bought two pinback buttons, and I got another in a different way, and I'll show you. I'll talk about that in a minute. The first one that I bought is something that I've wanted to get some like real merch for a while. I have a mini wall scroll which I've showed off before, which will probably tell you some of you who had been watching the channel for a while what I'm talking about. But I wanted something more, so I got a pinback button for Toru from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It has a bit of a glare, so I'm sorry about that, but yeah. I chose Toru because, one, they didn't have a Kobayashi one. Kobayashi herself is my favorite character, but Toru is a definite close second. And at the time I bought it, I was actually cosplaying as Kobayashi, so that's kind of the big reason why I chose this. The second pinback button, though, I bought is something something else I've been wanting to get for a while, but for a completely different reason. The Toru one I wanted because I just wanted more merch for, you know, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. It's one of my favorite anime. This other one is a lot more like a personal thing. I have a pinback button for By Pride. Now, since I had gotten that, I had actually come out as Pan instead of Bi. For those who don't know, Bi means that I am attracted to men and women, or just two genders in general. So I could be attracted to women and NBs, men and NBs, men and women, whatever. NBs and agender. You get the general idea. Bi is a prefix that means two. So bi would mean I'd be attracted to two different genders. Most of the time it's men and women. But I discovered that my attractions really don't lie in those strict of terms, and that I've found attraction to people and even characters of all gender identifications. And that is what pan means, because pan as a prefix means all. I am attracted to people of all genders. Or rather, a better way to put it is that I'm attracted to people despite their gender. Like, it doesn't matter what their gender is. I'm attracted to them no matter, just completely despite that. That doesn't matter to me. The reason I'm bringing that up, though, is because this new pin is something that relates to something else regarding the LGBT spectrum that I am a part of. And as you guys know, I am a trans girl. I am a trans female. And I've wanted a pin for so long, or just something to identify myself as that. Because I go to meetups and stuff, and while a lot of people there, especially the ones who know me, know that they know to call me Connie, they know to use she, her pronouns, but there are some people who don't know me, and who just kind of assume, even if I'm wearing one of my wigs, or even if I'm wearing my one set, basically, of feminine clothes, they don't know to call me a female, and they just kind of assume because of my facial structure, my voice, all of that, that I am a guy. And I don't blame them necessarily. I don't think they're doing it on purpose. But I've always wanted something. I have this button already that's like a hello my name is button where I can put my name on it, Connie. And that's helped people just know my name without me having to constantly say it over and over again. But now I have this one, I'm a girl. It's simple, short, and to the point. Um, Basically, it'll tell people who I interact with I'm female. I am a girl. And it implies that they should use she, her pronouns. Now, some people might not see it right away. I fully acknowledge that. But I will have it in a place, when I'm hanging out, usually my buttons are on my jacket, but with the weather actually finally getting warmer, I'd probably like put them on my shirt, like somewhere like right here. It's in plain view. It's very noticeable, you know. Um, the point is though, I'm hoping that this works. Uh, because I really have a bad time with correcting people on that kind of stuff, partially due to how just socially awkward and shy and just anxious I tend to be around people. um, but yeah, so I just want to show that off. There's one other thing I got, one other pin, and to preface that, I want to show you this business card I got. See, at the convention, there was this indie game showcase room. A bunch of indie developers from the area came and showcased games they were working on or games they had recently developed and published. One of these games that I tried, and I tried a few of them, and this one was probably my favorite. Though there was one other game there that I didn't actually get to try, but I think I would have probably loved. Not talking about that though, but the one I did try that I liked the most was, again, sorry for the glare, Wave Crash. It is a puzzle fighting game. You know how in games like Bejeweled, how you have to like match up the different colored tiles or bubbles or whatnot, and uh, then once those match, they disappear, and then a new set comes down to fill up the gaps, and you have to keep matching them. It's the same kind of thing with this, and you can switch tiles with each other and stuff. The difference is, when you complete a set of tiles, you press the button to confirm it, and it shoots those tiles at the opposing character. The opposing character, if they're in the way of those tiles at that moment, and they get hit with them, take damage. And your goal is to complete these sets of tiles and deal damage to your opponent and get their life down to zero before they do to you. Now, they had pins, actually, of the different characters from the game, and I don't think the characters had stories or anything, at least not in the version I played there, which was probably just a demo version, but so I chose basically based on aesthetic for which one I wanted. I also don't know names, so I apologize for that. But this is the one I chose. This cute little blonde-haired schoolgirl type character. She has short blonde hair, she has a skirt and everything, but her appearance is almost androgynous. Like, she, outside of wearing the classic, well, semi-classic female schoolgirl uniform, she's not overtly feminine in her appearance. I mean, she has short hair, which is cut into a style that both boys and girls have had. She doesn't have like these noticeable eyelashes like a lot of art styles use to differentiate between male and female. She doesn't have any like defined lips or any like defined features about her body shape or form to really scream female. And I think that's the main reason why I kind of gravitated towards her character. I'm not saying I like super relate to that because I obviously I not what I'd call androgynous at all. Um, but it kind of connects more than other characters there to the idea of just how I identify and all. And it just because a lot of trans women I've seen, not all and not even most, but I've seen a lot who do what is often referred to as pass as their preferred gender. And it doesn't matter if you do or not, of course. But I don't know, it's just like the idea of androgyny a character who could pass either way, one, is just fascinating to me. And two, it kind of, the people who are androgynous and transition like that, become come out as trans and everything, I envy them a little bit because I wish I was one of those kind of people. So I don't know. I guess I just gravitated towards that character for those kind of reasons. Yeah, I didn't really get anything else during the convention other than video and photos with my camera. There's some other games and stuff I played. I didn't play this one, but I do have a. I guess you could call it a card. It's more like a little tab. It's called Mage Quit. From what could tell, it's like some kind of battle game, and it's actually already currently on Steam. So I put that on my Steam wish list, actually. The one that I wanted to try out but didn't get a chance to, that looked like I would have liked it, is called Good Nightmare. It almost seemed like it was a combination of a Metroidvania style game and then a game more like Soulless, which I've played on the channel. Let's see, which... and, okay, the only other one for the games was this one. Templar Games were there, and they had... Is this a magnet, actually? I think this is a magnet. I should keep that away from my computer. It's not strong enough to do anything, but still. I didn't know that was a magnet. I thought that was a card. Okay. But yeah, they had this new RPG style game. That's apparently kind of how do I put it? It's kind of like those like the Millennium game I play on stream sometimes, and other games like that. It's like it's 16-bit, I believe. I think it's 16. I don't know. I don't know how to differentiate all that stuff that well. It's set in a fantasy world, and the gameplay is, like turn-based RPG. You take turns with your party and the enemies, and you try to take them all out. It's really simple. It's easy to understand, and the story is, from what I can tell from the demo version I played at the con, it's pretty standard. So yeah. Either way, I did just want to tell you guys that about the entire car crash situation. Again, I'm fine. My father, who was driving at the time, he's fine. Everything's okay. The guy who hit us, again, wasn't his fault. He is fine. Yeah, everyone was fine. The guy who stopped, the one who was clearly drunk in front of my dad's car and everything, he got away. Like, he kept going after the guy behind us hit us. We have no idea what happened with him, so there's nothing really to report there. But yeah, everyone who was involved in the crash, completely fine. The dude who hit us was really kind and really understanding and everything too. Like, he didn't blame us for it at all. He was just as shaken about it as we were. His boyfriend came in at one point. He drove over, and because I think it was his boyfriend's car. I want to say it was his boyfriend's car, or at least the car was in his boyfriend's name. Either way, everyone was fine. Again, he barely had any damage to his car. Our car is, well, my dad's car is quite damaged. Hopefully insurance will be able to handle it because it was completely accidental, really. So, everything's fine. The only thing is this little scratch. I mean, my dad didn't even have anything happen to him. So yeah, and I want to tell you guys about the convention. You may have seen that the cosplay music video for the convention is up. I hope you enjoy that. If you've watched it already, I hope you already did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun. For a one-day convention that was at a local college and all, and not a huge attendance, it was a blast. It was just fun. And I hosted 2 panels as well, and both of them went over pretty well. I hosted a panel discussing why cartoons are not just for kids, as well as a panel called Name That Theme, where I played different theme songs to cartoons, anime, and even live action shows, and the audience had to guess what they were. Um, both of those went over really well. The second one actually was overpacked. Like, all of the seats in the room were filled, and people were standing at the sides as well. That's awesome. But I should end this here. This video's been going on long enough. Um, so yeah, as I said, I'm downloading MLP, My Hero, and even Steins Gate right now. I will get to My Little Pony and My Hero as soon as they're done, as everything's done downloading, and so those will be up tonight for sure. Steins Gate, maybe. I do not know. If not, it'll be probably tomorrow. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Um, for now, though, thank you all so much for understanding and being patient for things not being uploaded yesterday as they normally are. Thank you for just being understanding and everything of the recent changes we've made. I know some people are upset by some of the changes, like with some of the shows being canceled and whatnot, from reactions. And again, it's not because I don't like the shows, like Adventure Time or Series of Unfortunate Events or whatnot. I just need to really cut down and only focus on the ones that I think are best for reactions. I don't need to react to everything. I need to keep telling myself that. I can watch shows on my own time. I mean, I marathon the 10 episode Gretzko series on my own time. And I don't marathon shows, so that should say something. Either way, I need to get to getting to this stuff. So, once again, thank you so much. And for now, I'm Connie Royal, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.